Shane, Shane, Shane. I think it's about time someone taught you a little lesson. No, not that type of lesson. Although, Shane, if you're available Saturday, we'll have a good time. Now, I'd say I'm a pretty good Shane Dawson fan. I laugh my ass off every time he cracks a good joke, and I cry when he has something poignant to say. I've never watched a video of his that hasn't entertained me. Then the Perfect Body video came along. Now, I'll be the first to admit the message in the video was positive. You have to accept yourself the way you are. But something happened when I started hearing comments in the video like this.
If it's good for people in this generation and girls and people to be looking at these images, because these images are, I'm sorry, but the girls are probably all anorexic and bulimic, and it's impossible to attain unless you starve yourself, I think.
It's just like an unrealistic scenario entirely. They look like they're dying. They need to gain weight. They're trying to make it seem like being skinny is a thing to be, and they're not really giving a positive attitude to like young girls. Example for children. I mean, I see like my niece already trying to.
That's right about where I started thinking. Be completely honest, when I was watching that, my high school years started flooding back to me. And I'm not talking about the reminiscing about the good old days hanging with my peeps because I had so many friends way. Now, the following snippet is not addressed to Shane. This is more for the people who have that misconception that people who are as thin as I am have done something to themselves that is unhealthy to get to this point. And it's an assumption that I hate. Now, one incident on its own like this may not seem so bad until you multiply it times every day. So when I hear words like these being used when referring to thin people, I want to do this. Because I was once called all of those things, and I will continue to resent those words till the day that I die. What people view as unrealistic is my reality. The fact is, I was born with this. Well, maybe not these, but you get the point. And I was put through hell in school because of it. For something I couldn't help any more than my eye color, or how big my ears are, or how big my nose is. And I'm sure some of you people are just laughing at me right now, and you can do that. Psh, blonde skinny girl, what does she know, right? But here's one thing I do know. Whether we look like models or not, because I certainly don't, it's the inside that counts. What do I think about models in magazines? I think people in magazines are no better or worse than anyone else based on how good they look or how much money they have to get their own private stylists and hairdressers. I can't look at the people in these magazines and try and guess how good of a person they are or what kind of influence they're going to be on someone else. Because all these people are pictures frozen in time. They're a moment that can be interpreted differently to every individual who looks at them. I don't praise them or damn them based on something that a photographer took. And the fact is, we don't know who these people are when they're off camera. It's like YouTube, because you guys can't see what we don't want you to see. You only see what we choose to show you. In the end, there are people who came into the world the same way I did, and they're going to leave just like we all will. Passion, love, kindness, creativity. These are things you can't take a picture of, and these are things you can't dress up in makeup to make them more visible. And flaws aren't something that exist on your face. They exist up here and only here, and can only hurt ourselves or others if we let them out. A flaw is your attitude and your perception of what is wrong with yourself and others. It affects how you experience your own body, and in turn how you experience the people around you. I tend to base my flaws off of the way I act from day to day. Did I be a total bitch to that guy? Did I speak up for someone when I should have? Did I judge someone because of the way they looked? I have a lot of flaws, but none of that is based on what I look like out here.
So I'm gonna drive down the boulevard, not caring who has a faster car.
always control what's out here. You can control what goes on in here. That's what the message of acceptance should be.